just inside the 5-yard line. The third time wasn't a charm. They got the first two-point tries. Still have the lead, but couldn't get the third.
Okay, so they didn't get this one, but I have to ask you, what matchup are they seeing that they feel that confident to go for two?
You're right that they saw all week, correct?
Definitely game plan for it. Felt good about being aggressive and going for it. And right up until that one, they had gotten 2 for 2. Well, not exactly a banner return, so he doesn't give his offense a whole lot of room to work with. They've got to go a long way now to try and score some points. I do know this from experience. There will be a few comments muttered his way by the offense as they head out on the field.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line.
You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing nothing today. Out.
On second down, it's Ingram. A gain there of 21 yards.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Now Jackson on first down. They'll roll him out right. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. So after the incompletion. Here's Jackson to throw again. Sliding out of the pocket. It's caught by Roberts. And he'll be taken down, but throwing is Jackson. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Jackson. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. Hollywood Brown, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again, Jackson. It's complete to Snead. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 17-yard line.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Encroachment, defense.
Jumping all the way from the outside, maybe getting a little early start in the corner blitz.
And the only time it makes sense to get that penalty is exactly as you described. Otherwise, he should never get that penalty.
Jackson now. And it's caught. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. Jackson. That is incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout as it'll come on Baltimore. Willie Snead as the third here to the 8-yard line. So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone.
All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taking you the 13. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive, and we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. To throw is Jackson. Rolling to his right. He can run for it, and he will. 5 yards.
Entering settings screen, you have 18 options. Menu narration option is set to off is selected.
That time out of the scramble, but now they're looking at a fourth down situation.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. He'll return it from the 6. That'll go as a 42-yard punt. They'll be aided by a loss of yardage on the return. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. Jackson now down around his goal line. Steps away to his left. He's going to Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. I think they just got their spark.
No doubt about it. And you know that's all they discussed. How can we get ourselves moving again? How can we get our team going? This definitely qualifies.
No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And it's picked up by the Ravens. He's at the 50. He's at the 40. And they finally put it into this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37. Boy, it's only a one-score game. Third quarter, mind you, but they're going to go for the onside kick right here. And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. I know they're down, but starting the third quarter there with the onside kick, what'd you think?
Well, I think that they're looking at it as we may not have as many possessions in this game as we want. There may be that sense and that feel that they've got to go ahead and make something happen. Steal a possession, try and steal some points, and get themselves right back in a position to try and win the game.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now it's Jackson rolling to his left. He'll run it. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, 33 yards as the Ravens push further out in front.
But this was a pass all the way. Put some points up and have a little momentum going. They've got to find a way to just get it out of their minds, let it go,
short-term memory,
and move on to the next series.
Ingram fights loose. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Touchdown, Ravens.
Touchdown, Baltimore.
Field.
Tucker now to add the point after. That'll cut the lead down now to a touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he's going to be out of bounds. Here's the run back. Will leave him shy of the 20-yard line. And the Ravens taking the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to keep it here. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Now the pass brought in by Roberts. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. The Ravens get a new set of downs. Give them 17 on that pickup. From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down. Now he'll pull it down. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Now Jackson. And that one is knocked down, but I don't think it's going to matter. The defense looked like they jumped. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty. 1st and goal. And it's 6 points for the Baltimore Ravens. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun dispatch.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
They'll run with Ingram here to begin the drive. And he'll be hit and dropped for a loss at the 5-yard line. He lost 6 there on the first down play. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. He's trying to escape. He won't. He's taken down. Ingram taken down to the end zone. It's a safety. Well, there is still time to recover from this. It remains a 2-score game even with the 2 points there. But let's just say things not trending in the right direction.
I like that phrase. I'm going to say it along with you. Things are definitely not trending in the right direction. They needed something on that drive. Instead, they gave up 2 points and a lot of hope.
And remember, following the safety, you give the football up as well, and they free kick it from the 20 now. Here's more on the return.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
The Ravens offense now, they get set to head back on the field. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking...
There he goes, right side. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown, 62 yards. As the Ravens push further out in front. As he was shuffling right out of the pocket, you could just tell he was going to take a shot downfield. He had his eyes down there the whole way.
He certainly did. He wasn't taking off to go, right? When he was flush from the pocket, a lot of times you see him, eyes will drop, ball will get tucked, and he takes off, becomes a running back. But as you noted, stayed alive as a passer, tremendous body control, and a pretty good arm there, too.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this fourth quarter. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets them a first down.
Let's go.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. On the draw, this is Ingram. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Jackson. Roberts got it. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens. Get a bit closer. And now once again, they'll line up to go for 2. They'll try and run with Ingram. Powers through. And he's going to get into the end zone for 2. And they're back within 2 scores. Down 15 now. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure. But that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than 1 play ready. Because you may need multiples to throw out a ball game. Here's a great example right there.
And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball.
And now off to the races, down the right side. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Seth Roberts, 46 yards as the Ravens push further out in front. Here we go now as they will again try for 2. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will be taken about the 12. Oh, he's got a little daylight. Touchdown, Ravens. It's been a back-and-forth game, a lot of points on the board, and that return right there kind of indicative of how this thing's gone.
Well, you've seen both teams go at it, and as you just pointed out, both of them have found the end zone. But just like in boxing, you know the blow that hurts the most? The one you didn't see coming, and that often is the case when it comes in special teams.
Only had a couple of yards to gain there on the 2-point conversion, and they were able to do it.
And how many teams shy away from running the football in the 2-point conversion? They treat 2 yards as if it were 20. If you're a good team running the ball, go to your strength. Go ahead and push it into the end zone.
Yeah, they did. It worked. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. This game was really a tussle, seemed like just a moment ago, and now they've got the momentum. A couple of scores on their last pair of drives, and a 2-score lead. I think here now you go conservative, right? Run the football, work the clock.
You know, I usually agree.
There he goes, right side. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Seth Roberts, 83 yards as the Ravens push further out in front.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. So once more, the Ravens will come to the line here and go for the 2-point try. Jackson from the shotgun. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the fourth. And the formula there on the 2-point try, they go 5 wide. Not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They tried to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure that if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case, the offense figured it out.
And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Ravens offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith.
Kick 6, baby. Let's get this all day.
Partner's bad enough when you just can't hold on to the football. But when your quarterback's throwing it to the other team, that's 3 interceptions now, 4 turnovers for the game. You really have no chance to win the football game.
Now here's a pass on first down. It's knocked away and incomplete. Hayden Hurst, former first-round pick, the intended target. And it's second down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Jackson now off the bootleg, dancing to his left. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain.
Now, that was a whole lot of open space out in front of him, wasn't it? I'm telling you, Brandon, when things are going right, they are going right.
And everything has been going their way for the most part. I saw that lane start to develop. Boom. He took advantage of it. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Jackson. He'll buy some time right. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. That's good for 28 yards.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th. And boom. And this is caught for a touchdown. We'll check the flag, but it looked like a clear offsides, and it should stand. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
So it's still 1st and goal, but now they get to try from a bit closer. Here's Jackson to throw and give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. They went empty backfield, all their weapons out wide, so there really was no secret here to what they were going to do.
No secret, but they still had to execute it, and they still had to protect the guy throwing the ball, because oftentimes when you empty the backfield, People bring pressure at you. They managed to hold in there and successfully complete the touchdown pass.
Oh, boy, rubbing a little salt in the wound there, going for 2 up this big.
You know, there's one time when I played, Brandon, and played against a team that was just absolutely pile driving us, and they ended up going for 2 late in the game. And I asked one of the guys, why'd you do that? He said, because we wanted to win by more. That feels like that type of situation.
Wow. Could also result in a melee later, though. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They get 4 first down. Extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down, escaping the pressure right. Now he'll turn and throw deep back to the other side of the field. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Connects it to Roberts, right side. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. He's going to let it fly. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. Being chased out left. Well, he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on. First down.
He was brought down by Russell. A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
Pin the mirrors back and go full street.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson, he's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. Look at the big man rumble. The 20. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line.
Offense.
Well, as a lineman, they are trained. You've got to stay close to home. If you're more than a yard downfield, they're going to toss that flag, and they did there. Now Jackson on 2nd down. That's caught over the middle by Hurst.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not All tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Forced out to his left. He may try and run for this. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. It's a defensive return for a late touchdown. So they still need somewhat of a miracle here, but at least that gets them a little bit closer. That one may not cost him in the end, but still, obviously something the coach wants to avoid.
Oh, without a doubt. It won't cost the team because of where they are on the scoreboard, but it will cost the player who gave up the football.
And now the Ravens calling the offense onto the field here as they're going to go for two. They'll try and run with Ingram. And they are 3 for 3 on two-point conversions as he is into the end zone for the score. So a big play there, not only the fumble return for the touchdown, then they get the two-point try. And, you know, for the defense, though, they were just over there sitting on the field. They had to rush out to try to defend that.
You know, it's funny. They actually practice situations that they call sudden change when the team turns it over. I'll guarantee you no one practices a fumble return for a touchdown like that, and now someone goes for two. Really good strategy by them putting them in that situation.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And now here come the Ravens. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. Buying time to his left. And now he's going to use his legs. And now running right through it. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Watch the run, watch the run.
Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they?